So the first part, easy to see. It's like this is basic within GoHighLevel. As soon as the client fills out the form, hey John, hey first name, thanks for reaching out. We got your information, and someone from our team will be in touch with you shortly. So while this email goes out, right away the clients get a text, hey John, so you reached out. How can we best help you right now? So that's from the Facebook ads, etc. And then from there, the clients respond back, hey, my leads are falling through the crack. I need help. And right away, the agent does exactly what he's supposed to do, which is get the client to book a call as soon as possible. And this is how you make sure leads are not falling through the crack. As you can see, this replies within less than 3 minutes. The client already has the Calendly to book the call. So that's essentially what this system is about. That's what it was built for. So I will go right ahead and she runs you through everything from the beginning to the end. So the first part of this is, our team running Meta ads. So right now I'm the Meta Facebook developers tab. As you can see here, I have a number of these lead forms. So let me go right ahead and delete this. And I'm just gonna go over the entire system of just building this within GoHighLevel, N8N, and just making sure you understand everything. So my name is Gene. I run FounderPad in the AI automation business. And essentially what I do is I help you at the top of the funnel build voice systems, follow-up systems, and to pretty much help you get more revenue, catch more revenue, and I run Meta ads as well, as you can see here. So to start about the whole system, so this can be done for any home service business or marketing business that run ads for companies. So to give you a quick overlook of what this looks like, so let's say whether you're in a marketing agency, you're running ads for your clients, or so this would be like a form you add on the ads, and then you use a system top of the top level system like GoHighLevel for your clients to come in. So this will be where your clients come in within GoHighLevel, and then obviously you capture it, you qualify the leads, you tag everything, and that's where they go. So as you know, most businesses are losing leads, not because of their product is bad, but again, because they're not responding fast enough. Even I've made that mistake before, and I saw that pain point. As you can see, I mean, while this is like 4, one of them actually was not respond to fast enough, and as a result, that lead almost fell to the crack. So this system uses a number of tools. You already saw the end result. So it use Facebook, which is the Facebook form. We'll be doing this live, by the way. And then they also use GoHighLevel. This is where everything sits. And then it leverages N8N to pretty much book the entire thing. So all without a human, it books the touch points, etc. So this is, again, home service businesses running ads, etc. So that's exactly how it solves the problem. So to go right ahead and just start from the beginning, as you can see here, the name I used was the name John Hopkins. So I'm gonna go right ahead and delete this, start over, and to show you and explain to you how it happens in real time. So I will just go ahead and delete this, delete, and GoHighLevel, you have to press delete for things to go. And then after this, I'll just press dismiss, and then the contact should be deleted. So this is the Facebook lead form. Again, as you run ads, this is extremely important. For this part, it could be a form on your website as well, but in this case, we're trying to grow the client base, we're trying to capture lead, and essentially, we're trying to do this as fast as possible. You already seen the multiple parts of the system, the tech stack, and again, running Meta ads, etc. So this is how it works. So as you can see, this is developers.facebook.com. And you see here, so preview form. So essentially, clients come in here, and as you run the ad, clients see it. It makes sense to them, and they fill it out. So this has a number of questions, but one of the most important part of here is the phone number, because that's where the text is. Yes, people do check their emails. However, the phone number is how you're going to qualify that client as quick as possible, have them to book calls to your calendar. So let's make it happen live. So the system, the lead are deleted in GoHighLevel, and then I'm just restarting over. So let's say, so for example, we're running So your marketing agency, etc. You're running this to get, plumbing clients. So for example, you go here. So what is your most closely related to your interest right now? What are you trying to do? Let's say you're trying to follow up with leads. So right here, we make this an open-ended question so the end client that see the meta ad can respond to us. They can tell us more about what they're looking for, things that make sense to them. So yes, so so let's just fill this out. Let me see, does this work? A plumbing business, and I have a number of ads running. I'm not able to track all my leads, and I feel like they are falling through the crack. Okay, good. And then from this, we can use the same thing again, John Hopkins or John Washington in this case, because we're just using made up names here because it's fun. And then you just put in an email. Again, the phone number is the most important. So, and then we boom, click, submit, fills, and then after this, it goes to view to a website. After you're in the ads, this works B2C as well. Again, like let's say you are the plumbing company or the marketing company or the plumbing company, you are trying to find clients. You have the ad. So for example, these ads were run for like a tax resolution business, and essentially the questions were slightly different. They were about, okay, I'll run you this. They were running for tax resolution business. So you will see the questions that are in them. Preview form. So this is the end client for this. How much do you currently owe the IRS? Again, this is about people who owe the IRS money. Best time to contact them, and then also brief description. I have a deadline. Again, continue, and then they put in their information. But again, the same things are important. The phone number is the most important. The email is still important to follow up with the lead. It follows the same process. So now we're gonna go into GoHighLevel. So within GoHighLevel, so what some of the things you have to do, you have to obviously connect your Facebook form. I can make another video on that. Connect the Facebook form to GoHighLevel, and then so as this happens, if we went directly in the execution logs, what we're gonna find, John Washington. So this was created here. So this was done. Today's the June 26th, and it's at 6:08 right now. This was in at 6:07 7 p.m. So right away, what this does, so if I go right here into N8N, so it receives the client, as soon as this happened, this right here, this is ChatGPT. This is the classifier. What it does, it just classifies the client. You have a system prompt here that gives it a lot of context into how to classify the client, understand, okay, is this a lead that we need to right now? How do we classify this lead within GoHighLevel? Hey, sorry, reaching out, etc. This is where also the first text and first email come from. And then this is where the prompt comes in. So come in here. From here, if we go on executions, as you can see, around the same time, 18:07, so about a minute ago, this was also done. It went successful, and we're gonna go right in here. So the entire part, what it does is go back to the editor, and then after this, it sends the opening SS, and it sends the response to GoHighLevel. This is what this part does. And then now, when we come in here, so we're looking at the text directly. So we're gonna come in here, looking at the contacts. Okay, I still see John Hopkins, but they should not be here. If I go back to opportunities, but back to contact should be loading. You should see John Washington here. And then with seeing John Washington here, that's why I changed the name from John Hopkins to John Washington, so you can see the difference. Boom, let's just click on it. And as we click on it, as I mentioned before, as you saw it in the beginning, you saw what happens was you get the email. The email must happen every time the clients receive the email, that welcome email. They know they sign up. They're part of your system now, your CRM. So from here, okay, right away, the text also sends. That's the N8N automation I sent you. So right away, as soon as the client come in, you reach out to them, you qualifying them, you're making sure that they are receiving everything, you're making sure you're closing. This is about closing clients. That's why we do this. So while this is live, I'm going to respond using this phone to this text, and then right away, we're going to be able to see what it does, how it responds. Hey, John, sorry you reached out. How can we best help you right now? And then it has the reply stop because of the protocols and compliance within this texting. And then I'm just going to respond something like, okay, I'm just going to something with my leads are falling through the cracks. Copy. I need help. So if I put this, text is here. I just sent the text. It should come on here live throughout the text and GoHighLevel. Again, this is the GoHighLevel system. This is where this automation is built. It should come in. Boom. Right away, you see this text comes in. So sent back. The client saw the text. It's come back at 6:11 p.m. Client sent back the text. And then after that, now, this is the important part of the process. This is the GoHighLevel. This right here, the Sarah AI, that is the main heart of the system. So if I can explain this, what it's doing is, at first it waits to see whether the client's back. That's what the wait is. It parses SMS payloads. So essentially, it's looking at the first text or whatever else. And then this fetch the contacts. This is just an ID to check whether how everything is connected. And then there's fetch conversation ID, and then looking at conversation history. So it looks for the ID. It looks for the conversation ID itself because, if you have a lot of clients coming in right away, it needs to know all of that. And then it checked back at the conversation history because while this is AI, you want this to sound like a human being. So from here, what we do, fetch conversation history. Again, from here, it builds the context, it parses it, and then it just gives that information to the AI, Sarah AI. So let's now go ahead and open Sarah AI. So this is like the where most of the prompt is. So right here, you look at the system prompt. So when you're prompting it, so right at the top of the prompt, you see here. So this is extremely important when you're prompting AI. You give it a role right here. A role, you are Sarah, is scheduling assistant at FounderPad at whatever business that can be done. You texting homeowners who fill a form with a home service, whatever. So in the case when it's for one specific home service business, it will be even better. However, in this case, it's even a bit wider because it's more like, okay, you can take this template and apply it to whether it's HVAC, plumbing, whatever it is, etc. Now you give it a personality in this case because it has to have that context, right? You have clients coming in, it makes sense for them to understand that, okay, this is a professional business. It's about, you nurturing clients. These are cold people oftentimes. So you have to make sure things make sense. But we do know, okay, what we don't know. So what do we know about the business details, and then give the assistant a role. The role at the end of the day, it's to book calls, and then it's book calls to your company's calendar right here. So that is the goal. And then right away from here, we can say, okay, connecting homeowners, etc. And then from there, there's a lot of like rules and guides you have to give it. Do not keep talking after sending the link. Stop there. So the client may say thank you, etc. And then I added some stuff here. You can just reply, thanks for booking with us or something like that. But again, this is like a multi-step follow-up, multi-day follow-up. Okay, if it doesn't receive a reply, 3 days no reply, 7 days no reply, etc. And then how it goes about it. Again, this is just like I put only in JSON to make sure things are well. So if we go back to GoHighLevel, the text had already been sent. So this is another GoHighLevel. As you can see, this is named inbound SMS replies. So all this does is it waits for the replies between GoHighLevel and the client. It waits for the webhook, and it just sends message back and forth, and it receives messages as well. So right here, boom, as you can see right away, got it. Here's the link to book a quick call. Again, the goal is to book calls to the calendar. to classify these clients and right away making sure you're closing leads. And from here, the clients might say, thank you, choose a time to book, go ahead and book, etc., and then you'll see it. So that's the point. I don't need to go into that. Obviously, it makes sense, as you can see here. And then from there, after this, it just parse that, and then it just send things back to GoHighLevel. Again, look at the executions again. So this is the execution at 22. I ran it earlier, that's why you see this. But again, running this execution. Again, whether you are a marketing company, whether you're a plumbing company, home service company, you think this could help you, or whether you're just learning, I'm happy to send this to you. Or you can just reach out to me, comment in the video if you'd like to see more videos like this broken down, or if you'd like to see other things, just please just comment below. And yes, nice to meet you again. My name is Gene, automation engineer. If you'd like to chat, send me a quick message or just comment. And yeah, I would love to talk to you and learn more about you. And yeah, please like and subscribe and have a good rest of your day. Enjoy.